Hello agents, and welcome back to another Division video. Today we're going to take a look at the Chameleon. It's had an absolute huge buff on paper on the PTS patch notes. We've now got a 32.8% damage increase, which hopefully will make it much more viable in certain situations. We're going to find out, we'll adapt my build to run it on the PTS and we'll see if it's any good. We'll do some comparisons against some other ARs and we'll see if it's actually a viable gun to use now, because I think it probably excited a lot of people when it came out. It's definitely a cool gun. The talent seems cool, and the talent's had some adjustments as well to make it better, so we'll see how it all works out. So first of all, what you'll notice, we'll put this up on 5 meters and put this on something a little bit harder, maybe an elite. So you can see the 3 bars at the side of the gun, on the right hand side of the gun. The top one's already started to fill, because I've been doing some headshots with it already just to test. But let's have a quick look at the talent. Adaptive Instincts. Hitting 30 headshots grants 20% critical hit chance and 50% critical hit damage for 45 seconds. Hitting 60 body shots grants 80% weapon damage for 45 seconds, which is insane. And hitting 30 leg shots grants 150% reload speed for 45 seconds. So when you get all them stacked up on the original game now in TU9, the problem was it took so long to get them all stacked up. Generally encounters would be over and you would have to start all over again. But now on the PTS, the buffs refresh when you're out of combat, so they stay with us, and then hopefully, you know, you've got more time to use them. So if you can get the enemies done quick and easy, hopefully the buffs will refresh and they'll stay with you throughout the fight. I do think this is going to be much more of a solo play weapon. I think you're going to have problems maintaining the buffs perhaps in multiplayer, but we'll see when we do some testing if that is true and that's what we end up thinking. So as you can see, first of all, the buff has given it no changes to the bloom. It is still absolutely all over the place, as opposed to when we shoot maybe the Eagle Bearer. Much more steady. So we know it's definitely going to be up close and personal kind of AR still. But it does seem to rip through elite on the headshots. We can't do leg shots here in the range, so we can't fill that bottom bar up. But it certainly has no problem. But I'm only at 5 meters. If I put it over to 20, I'll go for a body shot. I'm only just... Oof, in fact, some of that bloom is escaping outside of the body, even in the range. So you can imagine on actual bad guys, 20 meters is going to be a problem. 10 meters not so bad. 10 meters not so bad. So just to give you a quick overview of my stats, you can see we're at 60% crit chance, where you want to be. We're at 179% crit damage with 94% headshot damage as well. We've got 20% health damage and we've got 8% damage to armor. So some pretty good stats. The stats might be off a little bit. I have been rearranging a lot of stuff to test things on the PTS. But now we're at max. We can't do the reload speed, but we're not so bothered about that. But body shots are hitting for 222 and 732. And headshots 943. And 433. Pretty nice. If we compare that over to Eagle Bearer damage, so they're pretty similar in damage once it's buffed up. Bit less on the body shots. So the question is, how good does it run? Because you've got to be so close. Is that burst damage being really close going to pay off, or is it not? So what we'll do, we'll run a couple of missions just to run the opening sections. Maybe I'll do Grand Washington Hotel, because when you get to the the second section inside the hotel, you've got some ranged enemies that you need to get. It can be quite difficult on heroic. So we'll try that. I'll try it with this build, with glass cannon, with my shield, and see how it works out. But then what we will do is maybe we'll switch over to Intimidate, and we'll use the new Matador talent as well, for gaining some bonus armor, and we'll see if that works out a little bit better. By doing this as well, when we do this, I'll actually spec into some weapon handling. So I'll put, so this bag's got nearly 10% here, and I could spec another 10% on my chest piece, get rid of some headshot damage, and see, just so you can see though, if, so we'll look at the bloom now on the wall here. You can see it's pretty big. But just by specking in 10% from the Matador backpack I've got here, you can see it's just a little bit smaller. So I'm thinking maybe 20% might make it okay. But we'll see if that loss in essentially what could be crit damage, headshot damage is worth it, and if it feels playable. It's certainly dead easy to look at numbers in the range, but it needs to feel playable, doesn't it? That's what we're concerned about. So we'll head over to Grand Washington now. It's on invaded, so we'll leave it on invaded because it's going to give us some tougher bad guys, and we're also going to get a boss. We'll get Puck in as well to kill. And obviously we'll do it on heroic because otherwise it's not much of a test. And I can feel like the shots are missing, but the time to kill still feels okay. But you're missing shots, you're missing DPS, and you know, life or death situations, then you really don't want to be missing shots. We can see the buffs have stayed with us for now. Yeah, not bad, not bad. It just worries me, I can see the bloom missing shots. And obviously we're on a timer a little bit because we don't want to lose the buffs. Long range. Oof. So it's anyone's guess where you're hitting at long range. So yeah, it doesn't feel great at long range for sure. We've got a couple of buffs maxed out now. Oh no, we've not anymore. And when it hits, certainly, you know, it hits. But I do feel like I'm missing way too many shots around that red. That red bar would be dead with any other AR then at that point. I mean, look at that. You can see it bouncing. We need to be way, way closer, and certainly a glass cannon build like what I'm running now is not the way forward for this gun for sure. So maybe if we run intimidate. It's even things like that that are killing the healing drones, which can cause such problems sometimes. You know, when they're picking up chungas and things like that. And I'm not really getting a chance to build up my stacks on the gun. It's a bit of a, you know, even though I'm shooting for the head, it's a bit of a lottery where it's hitting. So although I am getting bonuses from the gun, they're not really necessarily ones that I'm trying to get because of how big that bloom is. Like when you're this close, you know, certainly a lot more hit the head then. But yeah, still the same problems that it's got on TU9. The reticle is way, way too big for it to be. It's not to be viable when you could just be consistently hitting shots, even with the Eagle Bearer. You know, if you're using a police M4, it's like a laser beam, then, you know, even with the less damage and the non-buffs, then it's going to be killing quicker. Just with one talent on that gun. So what we'll do, we'll have a little bit of a switch around. So I'm going to put the Matador backpack on. I'm going to put my Intimidate backpack on, chest piece on. So now we've gained some weapon handling. And what I could do is I could put in a little bit more. Let's just head back to the base and we'll spec into a little bit, maybe 20-30% weapon handling to bring that bloom in. And obviously from that as well, because of the new weapon handling bonuses on the PTS, we're also going to get some reload speed as well, which is obviously going to increase our DPS, so hopefully make up what we're going to lose maybe in crit damage or headshot damage. So I can't do anything there or there. Can't do anything there, so I can't do anything there. So there we go. So I could spec one of these from 12% crit damage. We'll change the crit damage off that, and we're going to put 10% extra weapon handling on to bring that bloom in. Let's check out the stats. So we're still at 60% crit chance. Just going to change off that to that for a second just to check how far over we are. So we were 15% when I added the mask. 10. Alright, okay, perfect. Okay, so we're actually 1% over crit chance cap, which is fine for this test, but it actually means with this mod I can put in some crit hit damage, and I can put some more crit hit damage in here. There we go. And it means actually, what are we at now? So we're down to 140, but we're at 60, 94. Okay, so we've lost a little bit of crit damage. Because obviously as well, don't forget we've lost the 3-piece Providence bonus as well. But that shouldn't matter too much because we've still got the Grupo holster. Actually, we could put Providence holster in here if you've got a really good one, but either or is going to provide very, very similar. But obviously we've got some weapon handling, and then we've got some weapon handling there as well, just under 20%, 19.5. And we'll have a bit of extra damage boost because this provides us 5% weapon damage, so it should make up for the small amount of critical hit damage that we've lost. And this is the real test now. We should be able to play up a little bit closer. We should be in the bonus armor. We should be getting some amplified damage from Intimidate. And then obviously from the new rush, adrenaline rush, we should be getting some bonus armor.
Hostile control point detected. Getting that black tusk assault team out of there is your main objective.
In fact,
but there are a few high
what I am going to do is very, very quickly, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to switch over to Firewall because that shield will give us more damage. And obviously because we've lost out on the huge amount of glass cannon damage. Definitely the thing to do. Make sure it's spec'd right, holstered, not bothered, shield health, active regeneration. We can put that to there now, makes that a bit more tankier. Okay, let's try that. If you do have any comments down below or anything you think I've missed out with this testing, do let me know. I will be very glad to know. Unfortunately, I do think I'm working around too much damage to try and make the Chameleon viable. I still think it's too hard to maintain the buffs, unfortunately. So the bloom's a little bit better, you can tell straight away. You can tell I'm not missing as many shots. Things are dying nice and quickly. Where do you run off to? So far so good.
You're gonna have to do this room.
Certainly no complaints. Intimidate.
Zero intel on how they're set up on site.
Working very well. And we're just going to use this as intended. We're going to charge in. And time to kill is definitely much quicker. But a lot of part of that's going to be combined, the weapon handling and me being much closer. I think ideally it could probably do with having around 30% weapon handling. Maybe that'll bring it into another 10%.
Advancing on targets.
This is where it's going to get interesting. A lot of things hitting me right now. What is he doing? He's skating.
Hang on, I'm reloading.
A yellow bar, headshots. Yeah, no problem. We still haven't managed to fill our bars up, which is pretty insane. Puck's running away from us. Come on, Puck. Go for the body shots. Get that weapon damage up. Nice.
Good work. Continue clearing the building.
So maybe this is the way to go with it. We'll kill one more set of bad guys before I finish out the video, so you can let me know what you think.
Assume they know you're coming.
I certainly think a regular glass cannon build is out of the question with the gun. But this seems quite lucrative. We'll do this room because we know it's got a boss in it. Could be difficult. It's a chunga. Let's run round. Get a bit closer. I still look obviously way too far away. Still missing a whole bunch of shots. Then these guys, no problem whatsoever. Getting his backpack, again no problem. And actually this is great, look how quick I can build the stacks up on him, get on leg shots in. And body shots in. So Chunga does you a huge favour. Well, I don't think they're building body shots. No body shots going on the Chunga. Oh, he rinsed through my shield. And I've run out of ammo. Great. During the test. And he still had quite a bit of armour to take down, so even though with my M1A, you know, it's a health gun, you would have expected it to melt through the Chunga. So I do think it is lacking. We'll finish off this Chunga, then I can talk properly. Go on, boss. There he goes, and he's dead. But that's what I think, guys. I don't think it's going to be something that I'm going to use, unfortunately. Even with the Intimidate and the new Matador combo, I still don't think it's that viable. Unfortunately, I'm having to, you know, compensate too much to try and make it viable. Keeping the stacks up, it just doesn't seem to happen for me. Whether I'm not, progressing through the game quick enough or not, then maybe that's it. Maybe that's part of it. But I certainly feel like the 45 seconds need to be extended so that you get more of a chance to get all three buffs up at the same time, because that's obviously where it's going to shine. But it seems really difficult to get to that situation, and therefore the gun never really shines. And what you're having to give up because of the huge bloom, I think just doesn't put it at top table, unfortunately. Puts it maybe mid to bottom table still. And yeah, that's just unfortunate because it is a really cool concept. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video was useful. I hope it told you everything you wanted to know about the Chameleon in TU10 PTS. Just be mindful that these are subject to change. These changes are subject to change. So if phase 3 comes around and you see some more changes to the Chameleon, what I could be saying in this video is completely wrong. So do keep that in mind. Come and check me out over on Twitch, twitch.tv/DJTICKLE, where I stream most days doing the Division. And then don't forget as well, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so that you get told when I upload more Division videos, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Goodbye.